Right, welcome guys to the Slowpoke Well, and today we've got another Darkness Ablaze deck for you, and I think it's one that not a lot of people have really given a lot of time of day for recently. I haven't had much talk about it, but I did see that it had a top, I think 100 finish in the Japanese unofficial national championship that they held online. And so it's actually Lapras VMAX, and Lapras VMAX is a deck where, you know, before rotation, it's really gatekeepered by Pikarom. I mean, you can run stuff like Weak Guard, but you ain't got a real good way of searching for it, and it doesn't really help your attack in any way. But now with Pikarom, taking a decent hit post rotation, and we're not 100% sure if Vicavolt's going to be viable because that loses Thunder Mountain Electro Power. This could be time for Lapras to sneak back in the format, with a really high damage cap that can essentially one-shot anything, including VMAXs. It could be another time to look back at Lapras. So we're starting off with two of the Lapras VMAX, VMAX Pokemon, 320 HP with 3 retreat, that G Max Pump attack, 90 plus 30 for each water attached to this Pokemon. So with that, that is an unlimited damage cap in theory. We can one-shot literally anything in format, and that's what I like about the G-Max Pump. It just says, right, how many energy do I need? Let's just attach them. And with Frosmoth, there is no limit. We can just go in a turn, bang, and one-shot anything. 320, a little bit on the low side, true. And, the Lapras V, however, is kind of usable. Basic Pokemon, 210 HP. With 2 attacks. You got Body Surf. For 1 energy, you attach a water from your hand to this Pokemon and then switch it with your bench. So if you lead this, you can actually get 2 energy turn 1 going second, and then retreat or pivot into something that we don't mind taking a hit, which is kind of cool to be fair. And you got Ocean Loop 4 for 210 and attach put 2 energy from this Pokemon back into your hand. We don't really want to use that attack too often, but it is there. Like I said, we are playing Frosmoth, so we play a 3-3 line of Frosmoth. I wouldn't mind a 4-4, but space. Frosmoth is going to let us attach as many waters as we want from our hand to any of our bench water types. And this is how we're just going to start making G-Max Pump do silly damage by just attach, bang. That's the idea. We then play 2 of the Articuno from Team Up. This is kind of cool because what this lets you do, when it's in the active, your opponent's supporters have no effect on your bench water type. So what that basically means is they can't boss his orders. And the attack's actually kind of cool as well. 2 you do 70, 270. So what this lets you do, if you missed a KO with a Lapras VMAX, this is going to let you skew prize trade by using Cold Cyclone to pick up the missed KO, leave a 1 prizer in the active, and put 2 energy back onto another Lapras, so that one's ready to go soon. But it also stops them bosses ordering that Lapras, so they can't get the first hit on it. So that means that they are going to have to skew the prize trade and go through this Articuno for most scenarios. And it's just pretty cool. It also lets it also stops them grinching your Snom and Frosmoth if you have it down early as well. So it sort of protects all your water types, which is really cool. And it has a little bit of minor energy acceleration as well, which is kind of cool. So I am a fan of Articuno, not gonna lie. We then play 2 Dedenne, just because dumping draw 6 is insane. We need to get our energies. We need to sort of get 5-6 energies on the Lapras for doing silly damage. Lapras Dedenne will help us do that. This card draw 7 is really cool. But not just that, we play 1 Crobat V. I'm not sure if you can hear next door neighbours' kids, but they're being really loud right now. I apologise. But we play 1 Crobat V as well, just in case we need a little bit of extra dig. We can only do 1 Dedenne search per turn. So if we need a little bit more dig, we can go for the Crobat. If we're holding on to like Frosmoth plus Lapras VMAX, I don't really want to discard them. So we've got 1 Crobat V for this as well. We then play 4 Professor's Research, best supporter in the game. This card draws 7, and in a deck like this is nuts. We just want to see as many energy as we can and just get them attached as quick as we can. 4 Professor's Research is a godsend, and we want to be trying to hunt them out as often as we can. We then play 3 Mining, I should say. Just going to act as a little bit of dig, a little bit of disruption as well. Mine's a decent support. I said having a little bit of disruption and having a little bit of extra dig. I think 3 Mining in here is quite nice. Play 2 Boss's Orders, just so we can try and be a bit more aggressive. And when we get that big massive Lapras VMAX, we don't really want to be hitting into 1 prize or anything like Spiritombs, for example. Boss Orders will help us go right now. I wouldn't mind a 3rd copy. And then if you want to make this list a little bit more aggressive, you can maybe cut 1 Marnie and then add in an extra Erika's. Erica's is super nice in this next format. I've really enjoying playing with the Erica. You know, you can only play it if you have 4 or few cards in your hand when you play it, but you get to draw a card for each one of your opponent's Pokemon in play. So against Turnus, you're rocking. Like, it's silly. And against a lot of other stuff, a lot of decks are having to put under their name Crobat, and Ericas you can get a lot of value out. So I'm quite liking the Ericas. And if you want to make the list more aggressive, you can swap some of your Marnies for Ericas. We now play 4 Quick Ball. You know, you sort of have to. It finds us everything: Snom, Articuno, Dedenne, Crobat, Lapras V. Searches out literally everything, so I see no reason why you wouldn't play 4. We then play 4 Pokecom as well. Again, because we have to find Evos. We do have to find some Evos. You can argue that Evo Incense in this deck might be better, but I think Pokecom just finds us everything, so I think I would rather play that. And in testing, the Pokecom has been fine. Here's one thing that I really like about this. 4 Capacious Bucket. We're being super aggressive. You know, we need to get loads of energy onto our Lapras. Capacious Bucket is going to let us do that. You know, at any time we can just search a deck for 2 water energies and put them straight into our hand. You know, that's just going to help that G-Max pump get silly. It means we can power up Articuno out of nowhere as well. And it's just going to let us be super aggressive and let that G-Max pump do silly damage early as possible. 2 energy retrievals. So, you know, if energies do hit the bin, we do need to, you know, we might need them late game, for example. So 2 energy retrievals is kind of cool. Wouldn't mind a 3rd if you can find a spot. A 3rd energy retrieval is not so bad, but I think 2 is quite nice for now. We are trying to, we play a lot of energy in the deck. We play like a high energy count, so we're trying to fish out of deck and be a bit more aggressive early game than we are trying to, you know, fish energies back out in our late game. 2 switch, just so we have a little bit of movement, because obviously Ice Dance has to be to the bench. In case we haven't got Balloon developed, we can, you know, promote our Frosmoth or promote our Dedenne, you know, Ice Dance, and then switch into our attacker of choice. And like I said, we're trying to pluck energies out of deck, so we play 2 Ordinary Rod for this, mostly just so we can put energies back into deck so we can fish them back out with Capacious Bucket. That's the idea. So we play 2 Ordinary Rod. 2 Air Balloon. Now we are going to want to attach these to the Frosmoth. That's going to be our pivot for the game, so we can just attach it to Frosmoth, and then, you know, when we get KO'd or anything like this, we can just promote the Frosmoth and then attach, and then retreat into our attacker. So that's going to be our pivot for the game. 2 Viridian Frost. Like I said, we are trying to be a little bit more aggressive, take energies out of the deck more so than, you know, get them out of discard. So 2 Viridian Frost is going to let us do that. Now, you can play, I think it's called Training Court, the one that lets you get them from the discard pile, and that depends if you, you know, if you find yourself when you're playing this, you have energies in the bin more so than the deck, then you can maybe go for a 1-1 split. The Japanese list did play a 1-1 split. I'm opting for 2 Viridian, so I just prefer Viridian because we do play such a high energy count. I don't really see us, you know, having to take energy out of the bin too often, but, you know, the option's there if you wanted it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we ran out the list with 12 basic water energy. I think that's a good number. We don't really want to be hunting for them too often. We just want to be able to Ice Dance as much as we can and not really have to worry about having to go fishing for them. I mean, we've got the 4 Capacious Bucket, we've got the loads of energies, so that's really where we want to be, and I think that's a quite nice list. The Japanese list did play 13. That might be a little bit on the higher side, so I think 12 is pretty cool. So other options, you can play like a Keldeo V if you just want like a basic attacker. You know, that's all well and good. And, you know, like I said, you might be able to increase your energy retrieval count and training center count if you find yourself picking energies out of the bin, I should say. But yeah, that's the list, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and check the playlist out in the description, where you can find all my Darkness Ablaze content, including many deck profiles and gameplay too. So thanks for watching, as always, and I'll see you all next time.